What is wrong with you where you cannot type on a keyboard to achieve all of your dreams? What is wrong with you where you cannot go to the gym and lift enough weights to be self-confident enough to get any woman that you desire? Do you want to lose? It's not a lack of motivation. It's you who have a personality fault. There is something wrong with you that is preventing you from being the man that you could be.
Imagine I forced you. Imagine you're in bed and Top G walks into your room, grabs you by your hair, looks you dead in the eye, and tells you you're a failure. You can do it. You just need someone to make you do it. And I'm not going to fly around the world grabbing you all by your hair.
The guy says, boy, if somebody just come by and turn me on. What if they don't show up, right? See, you got to have a better plan for your life.
If you would have just done what you knew needed to be done, you would be sitting in a completely different situation right now. Your bloodline would be financially free for eternity. Instead, you will die insignificant and be forgotten by your own blood. Your dynasty leads to nowhere. And you still just laid in bed at night after an average day of meager efforts. You went to bed broke and slept like a baby. No matter how hard I scream down the side of the mountain, climb! It's great up here, you can make it. You just don't seem to want to try. I'm trying to convince you to do something you should already want to do, which is win. Listen to me now. Listen in your heart, because in 2 years when I play this video back, you're gonna hate yourself for your lack of action. You need to work, you need to dedicate yourself, you need to take these next few months seriously, you need to stop wasting your time and stop relying on me for temporary bursts of motivation so that you can focus on something for once in your life. You have no excuse to not make money. All you have to do is try. Forget all excuses and act with speed. If you're not going to try now, when are you gonna try? The average man in the world today, what he does, he starts something and then he stops when it's hard. So he's like a little girl. So instead, you have to be a man. And when a man says he's gonna do something, he does it even if it's hard. I was not born a kickboxing world champion. I was not born internationally renowned. I was not born with money. I was not born with enough power, but I developed them all. And I decided I wanted them and I saw them.
I make all of this clear to people and I say that money is a competency test. You simply need to want it. If you want it, you're going to get it. But you're not going to get anything in this life you do not want. If you want to get rich, I absolutely guarantee you will get rich. You have the entire world at your fingertips and you're still not motivated and you still don't care enough and you're still not prepared to try something new. You have to wake up and go, you know what? I'm responsible for my health and I'm responsible for my finances and I'm responsible for my family and I'm responsible for the decisions I make and I'm responsible for my work ethic and I'm responsible for my motivation and I'm gonna win. That's all you have to do to be monumentally wealthy. And the reason it is so easy is because most people can't do that. If you're a man and you're not trying to become rich and powerful, I don't know what the f you're doing with your time. If you're a man and you're not motivated to do anything it takes to get into the winner's circle, the main characters, if you're not dedicated, you don't have the motivation, if you're not prepared to do whatever it takes to get to the top, I don't know what you're doing with your life. I, as a man with enough money to never work again for the rest of his life, am spending my day consciously searching and actively planning and trying to identify trends and new ways to make money and new patterns to make sure that I'm not caught last when things do finally shift or change. But a brokey with no money at all doesn't bother. Life as a man is so brutally simple. You wake up and you blame yourself for everything. And you look in the mirror and you say, all of this shit is my fault. So how do I get it fixed? Nobody gives a shit about you. You have to give a shit about yourself. It is down to you and you alone, because nobody else is waking up each day thinking of how they can get you to have more money and you to have a nicer life. They're too busy worried about themselves. If you're dedicating yourself, if you're strong, if your mind is sharp, if you're focused, you're gonna get rich. Is it gonna happen today? No. Tomorrow? Probably not. Eventually? 100%. I can give you a guarantee for success. I can promise you you'll have millions, but you have to work for it. Life is actually extremely simple. It's cause and effect, and the effect of you being monumentally brave and doing the right thing even when nobody notices is that you will monumentally win in the end. Build a splinter inside of your consciousness that prevents you from sleeping, prevents you from being lazy, prevents you from giving up. Take it in from God and do whatever it takes to win, or you're gonna end up on the losing team, permanently and forever subjugated and crushed by people who simply tried harder than you. God has put us in this version of the simulation where it is so brutally easy to surpass everyone around us. I look at people and just go, you haven't even tried. It's like a race and the gun goes off and I start running as fast as I can and I turn around and no one's even moved. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll jog then. Then I just lay down and just have a rest and I look at the back of the finish line, the start line.
line. And everyone's still standing there. I don't feel like running. I'm not motivated. I'm stressed. Gary said the government's gonna fix it. And I'm right there at the finish line. And they're telling me like, oh, you're a bad person because you have money. I just gave a fuck about my own life. Who do you expect to wake up and give a shit if you don't? You think Gary or even you or me, do you think any of us wake up and go, John, I really need to get John over our... No, we don't give a... If John cares about himself, then I'll help. John, if you don't care about your own life, no one's gonna ever care about your own life more than you're just gonna perpetually lose and perma. It's not my job to drag you up from the gutter.
The last thing you should lack in the mess of the world today is motive. Maybe government will save me. Maybe if I vote for the liberals, they'll give me money. Slave minds, clowns. And it's almost like you can't save these. I don't have motive. You're a loser. You're not gonna always feel like doing it. You have to do it anyway because it's your duty to do it because you don't want to be a fucking loser.
If you're a brokey, you don't even fucking love anybody. You don't even love yourself. That's the level it's reached now at this point where the world's so fucked. When I see a person at 40 years of age with no money and no drive, I really want to make it out. So you don't give a shit about your family. You don't give a shit about your last name. You don't give a shit about anybody. I don't like it because I'm a trier. We have different life philosophies. I can't get along with you. We can't correlate. I'm a trier. You're refusing to try. I don't like those because those people, every time I've ever tried to give them a chance, has done nothing but drag me down. I can't drag them up. I can't get them anywhere, but they managed to anchor me. So if you're a full-grown man and you're watching this, you do not have the capability to take your entire family and move to Tokyo tomorrow. You take a long, hard look in the mirror and say, what the fuck does my love even mean? What kind of head of the family even am I? I can say I love my wife all day long. I can say I love my kids all day long. What does that even mean if I'm not going to finish work and take an extra hour out of my day to try something new? Your love means nothing.
Your future is the result of your daily action. You're defined by what you do today. What have you done today, which is going to positively affect the outcome of your future? Most of you are not actively building a future, and then you expect it to just appear. You have to go out there and do things. It's extremely important that you show God that you deserve it.
But if you're going to do something, you should be doing your absolute best. What's the point in doing anything if you're not going to do? God rewards people who try hard. It's amazing what comes your way. Then there's nothing more stressful for me than trying to not do my work. Because if I'm not doing my work, then I'm thinking about the work I'm supposed to do, and I'm more stressed than doing the work. So all I want to do is work.
I probably spend 90% of my waking hours work. There's always something to be done, isn't there? And cause and effect and action and reaction are very real. And I think one of the largest plagues we have in the world today is a lack of action amongst people. And deciding not to act is an action in and of itself. If you want something to move, you have to move it. If you sit and wait for somebody else to do it, you're a coward. And that's why I don't understand when a lot of people who see where the world is going and see the future that's going to be laid out for their children kind of just hope and pray.
Being successful is not an accident. You know what I can't stand when I hear Christians say, if it was the Lord's will, I would have had some money by now. No, you can't dump that on God. He said faith without works is dead. I'm just asking you, man, to try something new.
Many people work hard on their job, but they don't work hard on their future. And the work involved is making plans. I know most people don't, but don't let that do. Somebody once wisely said, the people who fail to plan are planning phase. Everybody hope they get better. Poor people hope. That ought to tell you something. It means the future does not get better by hope. It gets better by plan. I used to have the afflict called passive hope. Probably what's even worse than that is happy hope. The guy's 50 and he's broke and he still says that's not good.
You're sitting there hoping for things to change, hoping your life will suddenly improve, hoping that the perfect opportunity will just land in your lap. Well, let me break it. Hope is not a strategy. It's not a game plan. It's an excuse to stay passive, to sit back and do nothing. It's the easy way out because it doesn't require you to take responsibility. When you hope for something, you're essentially saying, I'm not in control. I'm leaving it up to chance. But here's the hard truth. Nothing changes by hoping. Hoping for a better job won't land you one. Hoping to get in shape won't make you fit. Hoping for a better relationship won't magically create the perfect partner. When people say they hope things will get better, what they really mean is that they're not willing to take the actions necessary to make things better themselves. They want the world to bend to their wishes without putting in the work. You can sit around hoping for your life to improve, but if you're not actively changing your circumstances, nothing is going to change. If you truly want to succeed, to achieve greatness, you have to stop waiting for things to happen. You have to stop hoping for change and start taking action. Action is the only thing that brings results. Hoping without action is just a fantasy. You have to stop being passive and start being proactive. If you want to change your life, don't wait for the world to hand you what you want. Go after. That's the only way to truly change your life. When you rely on hope, you're building a dependency on the outside world. You're expecting external factors to change your life, thinking that some miracle will happen and everything will just work out. The problem with this mindset is that you're giving away control. Hope creates this illusion that someone somewhere is going to swoop in and make things better for you, that the universe is somehow going to align to your wishes. The universe doesn't work that way, and no one is coming to fix your problems. The only person who can make a difference in your life is you.
The matrix can be cracked. You can make a bunch of money, but you need to take responsibility and do it. Nobody else is going to wake up and care more about your life than you. If you won't wake up every day and say, I need to get rich, nobody else is going to wake up and say, I need to make him rich.
Yeah.
So if you don't think it, nobody else is going to think it, which means nobody.
There's a moment when every boy realizes no one's coming to save him, and that's when he becomes a man. And some boys never get there and stay children forever.
I said this to somebody the other day. They were talking about how they feel, and I said, who cares how you feel? You're telling me I know you, and I don't. So all the people who don't know you don't. You're going to walk around telling everybody, trying to find somebody who gives it. Good luck. You might find somebody who pretends to care long enough for you to get a little bit of dopamine, but all in all, you're wasting time in a hyper-competitive world where people like me who perform regardless of how they feel are just going to perpetually bury you. And then you're going to sit there and wake up and go, why am I a loser? Well, because when Andrew was sad, his business didn't fall apart. He was doing push-ups every day. Nothing about his life degraded when he was in a jail cell surrounded by cockroaches. You're in a plushy bed at home, crying about what?
It doesn't matter about what happens to you. What matters is, what are you going to do about it? Huh? How long are you going to tell everybody at the bus stop and anybody who would stand and listen to you? How long are you going to repeat the same thing over and over and over again? Don't go around telling people what your story is. 80% don't care and 20% glad it's you. So I had to let that go. All of us have experienced some tragedy, and if we haven't, we will. You can permit it to let it hold you down, or you can decide, I'm not going to let that happen to me. I don't care how much you work on yourself. There's some times when things aren't going to go right. Why? I don't know why. That's called life, and you have to deal with it. I suggest to you that if you are facing a challenge, don't stop. Continue to do those things that you know that work for you. Continue to move. Stay busy, stay busy, stay busy. Go away, clear your head, and then come back and look at it from a different vantage point. Don't allow your emotions to control you. We are emotional, but you want to begin to discipline your emotions and say, in spite of this, I'm in control here. I'm coming back. You want it, and you're going to go all out to have it.